period that will end on the 14th of April in the evening. And of course, the President, Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, had befittingly declared a special official funeral category 1 for Mama Madikizela-Mandela, in line with the official and provincial funeral policy. And of course, this entails element of the defense and ceremonial honors. Mama Madikizela-Mandela will be laid to rest at Four Ways Memorial Park Cemetery on Saturday, the 14th, 2018. As we advance the preparations, the IMC would like to share some key information pertaining to the events and the logistical arrangements as follows. The official memorial service will take place on Wednesday, the 11th April 2018 in Orlando Stadium in Soweto. And the Deputy President, Excellency David Mabuza, will deliver the official address on behalf of government. And the special official memorial service will start at 1100 hours in the morning. The memorial service program will include tributes from the family, from organizations that Mama worked with, and also artists will render cultural items. And of course, there are other memorial events that have been held across the country by different organizations and entities. The buses will transport mourners to Orlando Stadium from various pickup points in Gauteng, such as Sitibeng, Ruleng, Tshwane, West Rand, and in different wards. And the details will be given via various channels of communication. And the special official memorial service is open to all South Africans who wish to celebrate the life of Mama Winnie at Orlando Stadium. But because of the constraints of parking here, the mourners are encouraged to go to Nasrec train station, where there will be park and ride to come to the stadium, because there is absolutely no parking here for cars or for buses. And then mourners will be transported in luxury coaches from 4:30 in the morning to Orlando Stadium until 900 hours in the morning. That's when the last coaches will leave Nasrec. And of course, those who are dropped by buses here will be offloaded in designated areas, and they will have access to the stadium, and the buses will go and park. There will be marshals assisting members of the public who will be also walking to the stadium. There will be road closures around Orlando Stadium, and no cars will be allowed in the stadium, as I've just said. Some of the road closures have already been listed on the various government websites. South Africans who are unable to come to the stadium will also be able to follow proceedings on television or radio. The memorial and funeral services will be broadcast live over 80 community radio stations around the country. Now, coming specifically to the funeral, part 1 of the funeral will take place in Orlando at the home of Mama Madikizela-Mandela at 6. And then from there, the official cortege will come to Orlando Stadium, which is to a service that is scheduled to start at 900 hours in the morning. And again, the program will be consist of tributes from family members, close friends, international leaders, representatives from Abatembu Royal House, and of course, at the funeral, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, will deliver the eulogy. And after that, there will be a sermon and military honors. Again, for the funeral, there will be park and ride services from Nasrec. Again, the coaches will leave from 4:30 in the morning, and we would like to end around 7 in the morning so that everybody should be seated at the stadium by 8 o'clock. There will be overflow arrangements should the stadium be full, which we think it will be. We hope it will be. There will be overflow at the Rugby Stadium, and there will be big screens there. And if there is further overflow, there will be other places. The Johannesburg Metropolis will issue advisories that will guide on which roads will be closed and at what times. This is to ensure that there is smooth flow of traffic in and around the stadium. And of course, we apologize in advance for the inconvenience that will be caused to especially to the residents of Orlando during that time. We also want to again say the condolence books are still open in the various places that we had mentioned. And the international department is receiving condolences internationally. We've already received messages from 24 countries. And of course, they are also receiving the confirmation about those who would be coming to the funeral. And the media, the memorial and funeral services will also be live streamed. For technology savvy South Africans who can also engage with speech online via the government and the social media accounts under the hashtag Madikizela-Mandela. There is an interactive portal as well from Telkom where mourners can access the program itself, the obituary, and they can upload their pictures and messages of condolences to the family of Mama Winnie. We have also so far received media accreditation, registration from approximately 900 journalists from domestic and international media houses. After this briefing, there will be a more detailed briefing from GCIS in relation to conducting a technical briefing, specifically for the media. So we want to conclude by thanking people around the country and the world for their warm and generous responses as in the wake of the passing of our beloved mother. All South Africans are indebted to the role Mama Winnie played in the liberation of our country, and may her soul rest in eternal peace and join the galaxy of our heroes and heroines. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Minister. We're going to invite questions if there are any. Please indicate the media house you're coming from, and let's take hands. Number 1. That's the only question, no provocation. Number 2, any other one? Number 3. Great, let's start with number 1.
Hi. From Jacaranda FM. I don't know if my question is for you to answer the technical briefing, but I just wanted to know the proceedings in forward. Are they private? Will the media be allowed, or will this be answered in the technical briefing?
Thanks. Number 2.
Good afternoon. Scott Kola from Sky News. Just for programming, technical programming, how long will the event be tomorrow? And to follow up from my colleague, regarding 4 ways of burial, is it just us with David off camera?
I'm very sorry. We seem to be battling with the mics. If you could switch it off. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to switch this one off and then you speak. Yeah.
Can I just speak loud?
Yeah.
First of all, the duration of tomorrow, just so I can tell my people how long they need to go live. And follow up from my colleague regarding 4 ways. Is it the same setup as with Tata, in Tata some years ago? One lot of camera in the pool and that's all?
Thank you. Number 3.
Oscar Masia from Joseph, just for the clarity on the venue for the Overflow arrangement, just which way?
Thank you very much. The Overflow, the venue for the Overflow. More detail. So those were the 3 hands. Here's the 4th hand, which will be the last. Then we'll come back to another round.
Oh, my name is Neo Koba. I just wanted to find out how many international presidents or former presidents are expected to come to South Africa?
Okay. Expected international guests and heads of state that are expected to be part of the service. Can we invite Minister and the DG to respond, and then we'll come and take another round.
DG, you will take the difficult questions? I'll take the easy ones. Oh, you want me to come in? Okay. The 4 ways. The media will get its feed from SABC. SABC will be allowed. Okay? That takes care of that question. The duration of the service. We think a minimum of 4 hours. Minimum of 4 hours. And then the overflows, I think the DG will mention all the others. The rugby stadium is one of them, the DOCC, but I think there are other schools that might be used, but I think the DG can give us all those details. And then the international, you just want to know the heads of state. Now, up to now, we know of 2 heads of state that will be coming to this at this moment. Thank you.
DJ? Napaput. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much, Minister. The overflow venues, the main overflow venue is the open rugby field just outside Orlando Stadium. It's not too far from here. And there will be overflows in several schools around the stadium, as well as in the 2 close-by halls, DOCC, around here. So that's where the overflow is. We are obviously looking at various other possibilities, because there are various scenarios in terms of the number of people who will attend. We definitely will assess the situation as we go along. If we need to expand the number of overflows based on information we are receiving later in the week in terms of who else will attend, we might expand the number of overflows.
Let me just update. I said 2 heads of state, that's the case. And then there is a vice president, is the 3rd one. And there is a former head of state, 4th. And then there are some eminent persons who are expected. And we also expect the SADC executive secretary. We also expect the chairperson of the AU Commission. And yes, and Reverend Jesse Jackson and Mrs. Rollins from Ghana. Thanks.
Thanks, Minister. That was the response on the first round. This was going to be the last round. That's number 1, then number 2, then number 3. Going. In case, number 4. Okay. Okay, let's start with number 1.
What time are you starting tomorrow? And the overflows only organized for the funeral and not the memorial. And also, why Orlando Stadium? I'm just curious to know, because it's only a 14,000-seater stadium. Was there no way to organize a bigger stadium?
Number 2.
Bongile Tomago, SABC. I would like to deviate a bit with regards to what we've been seeing on Twitter about portraits Gamama, the fact that some people are complaining saying that Zimbi and things like those. I wanna find out who commissions those artists to sort of do those portraits, and of course, what's your take in as far as the outcry is concerned?
Number 3.
From AFP, who are the heads of state, the vice president, and the former head of state expected in such events?
Thanks, then you are covered. Good. Yeah.
What was the third question?
Who are the heads of state? Their names?
Okay, the heads of state is His Excellency Hage Geingob from Namibia, and His Excellency Sasungwesu, Dennis Sasungwesu from the Republic of Congo. The Republic of Congo. Thanks. The starting time tomorrow is 11 a.m. The starting time on Saturday is 9 a.m. Why Orlando? It was the choice of the family in particular. Because Mama lived here, and yeah. The portraits, I think, well, basically, I don't think there is a commissioning of portraits as a start. There is no commissioning of portraits. The photos of Mama that are being used are photos that have been taken through her life. And different organizations tend to choose different photos that they use. But of course, we must also know that government can't just use any photo Kamama, because we need to some of the photos are you can't use without the permission of the owner. Eh? If you use them without the permission of the owner, you can be sued. So that also limits what kind of, which photos can be used and which photos can be used. There was another one, fourth one, I didn't, the fourth one didn't come through.
He said it's covered. He was going to ask about Orlando Stadium. The head of state, okay. Just to also add on the portraits, the paintings that you've been seeing around the country, it's artists that have also come out on their own to express their own artistic appreciation of Umama. As to the quality, I think it is something that we can't also deal with because it is being done by individuals, but we do encourage the sensitivity that must come with doing a painting of an individual. We know the ANC has used a picture of Mama when she was a member of parliament, when she was sworn in for the first time as a member of parliament, and that's the one that is on the mural at Chief Albert Lutuli House in Johannesburg. So yes, Dr. Dlamini-Zuma is correct. Nobody's been commissioned, and again, we're using that is at our disposal to profile the face of Umama, and the paintings that are happening, it is not per the government's instruction. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to the end of the media brief. You'll get detailed explanations on the road closures from tomorrow. You'll get information about the transport arrangements, the security plan that is being prepared here, as well as the arrangements for the media. GCIS has been handling that. Thank you very much. It was nice being with you.
All right, so you've been watching the official media briefing of the Inter-Ministerial Committee on State Funerals, led by the Minister in the Presidency, Dr. Dlamini-Zuma. She's basically been telling the media about the arrangements for the late Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. There'll be a special memorial service that will be held at Orlando Stadium on the 11th of April, and that will be broadcast on television. And for those that want to go, everybody's welcome. There will be buses from Nasrec train station because of parking, and there'll be also road closures as well. So if you are driving, go to Nasrec train station, and then the buses will take you from there to Orlando Stadium itself. The special official funeral will be held at the same venue on April the 14th. And the burial will take place at Fourways a little bit later on. The Deputy President, David Mabuza, will be delivering a speech at the special memorial service on Wednesday, whilst the President will deliver the eulogy at the funeral on Saturday. And we're told that over 900 journalists have been accredited already to cover this event, and that's from here and abroad as well. And amongst some of the guests that will be coming to pay their last respects at the funeral will be two heads of state, one deputy head of state, one former head of state, and we're also expecting the Reverend Jesse Jackson as well as Mrs. Rawlings. So that's just a little bit about what we're expecting. But what you're seeing on the screen, on the smaller screen just next to me there, is outside Orlando, outside Mama Winnie Madikizela's home in Orlando. And what we've been seeing is a steady